Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. We have new product in hand, Matty boy.
Exciting, very exciting.
Always good to get new product through the door. We've actually had this one for a little while now. We got some early samples from the guys at Srixon on the new ZX5 and 7 driver line. Actually, the fairway woods and hybrids are here as well. The drivers of the past have been okay. Yeah. They've been pretty good. I know a lot of people liked last year's drivers, but they didn't quite penetrate. They didn't penetrate the top four.
No.
Titleist, TaylorMade, Ping, Callaway.
Yep.
Then there was two kind of on top of that. There was the Cobra and the Mizuno that always got a look in.
True.
In the conversation as well. Honma now in the kind of the conversation with the TR20 line. That's more of the market that I think this driver is kind of trying to break into.
Agreed.
Anytime you talk to the engineers with Srixon, though, especially when it comes to this new product, they will puff their chest out and they'll tell you this will perform with anyone.
Yes.
This will stand up to anyone's performance criteria. Looks as well. That I think visually this is a very, very nice driver this year.
They've got the address look significantly improved.
I think so as well.
And to be honest, both of them look really good at address. This 5, I know, is the bigger of the two, but it actually looks quite good. So
in early testing, the word is the 5 has initially been more popular with tour players than the 7.
Interesting.
So both 460cc heads, single weight at the back of the 5. The 7 has the heel and toe weight, the 4 and the 8 gram weight. This just has the one fixed weight at the back of this one.
Right.
Like I said, both 460s. A lot of people think when they look down at, okay, that's maybe 440, 450cc. It's actually not. They're both the same size. They just are proportioned differently. The
7 looks to me to be taller. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
The 5 is more flattened.
Exactly.
Top down.
Bringing that CG a little kind of more forward, a little bit more sort of up would be sort of the idea. Just trying to kind of flatten out that flight a little bit.
Gotcha.
Versus the 5 where you're trying to deepen that center of gravity location to get the launch up, spin down, additional forgiveness, more stability on the off-center strikes.
And that's probably what these Tour Pros are liking about it, that this one is a little bit further back, a little bit more stable theoretically, and obviously through loft they can get the spin down. We've got this 9.5 head, but we're probably going to take some loft off of that to manage the spin rate?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll tinker a little bit today just to do a review. We won't get deep into it. That's a really exciting video. We'll touch on that one in a little bit, but we have a project coming with this that I think will be a lot of fun for you and I to get into.
I agree. Absolutely.
This will be good.
So let's do a little initial thoughts. We'll start with the 5?
Yeah, let's start with this one, Matty.
Okay. That's nice.
The fun thing about doing this right now is the regulars on the channel will have just seen you do the fit for the Titleist. That's what we're trying to compare this to. Yes. Literally the driver that we built for you to be the best it can be.
Yep.
How does that stack up against that?
And that would be the ultimate compliment for Srixon. And it's not, as you said, the top companies are 4 or 5 of them that have the market share.
Yeah.
They're competing for that market share. If they can get really close or equal in ball speeds and stuff, they'll have a big winner on their hands.
Absolutely. And this, I think, is the environment where they can really win because we give everything an equal chance if it performs. That's nice. That's a great flight.
Yeah, it's got some pop to it, doesn't it? That's nice.
It seems to kind of have on speed dial that flat draw.
Yeah, it does feel pretty stable. I would say so far with this head, it's got a little bit more resistance to twisting around than the previous driver we tested. Was that 785, that driver?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I found that one out of the dead center was quite good, but anywhere heel or toe, and it really struggled. So far, this seems like it's a little bit
managing
better.
it. If you look at the way the rebound frame has been designed on both the drivers, designed to create energy out the front and not lacking, sort of trying to create any excess bulge.
Right.
So any of the additional ball speed on a miss hit will actually come lower rather than higher.
Gotcha.
So it should be a bit slower when it's higher, it should be a bit more when it's lower.
Right.
And then the launch and spin will offset the reduction in ball speed
to keep your distance in line. Good. No, I think that's, as an initial test, that's a good start.
Look at that efficiency though. I mean, look at that kind of 142, 144, a bunch of 143s. I mean, that's right where we want that. Okay, Matty boy, ZX5, very impressed with that. I love that shape. I never mind really seeing your ball flight coming out flat.
I like the look of that because it had a bit of spin on it, but it was kind of squeezy, but very controlled looking. Really
liked it. It was competitive on ball speed.
Yes.
Like you said, at address, it sort of looked the part. The 8 gram weight at the back versus 8 and 4 on the ZX7.
Oh, okay. So it's only an 8 gram. Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's see if that kind of adjustment slightly changes the curvature, slightly changes the behavior in the driver.
Might help keep the face open just a little bit longer. Ooh. Hello.
That's a little rocket, that one.
Hello. Well, that
305
must have been something good going on there. That carried far.
Just got the launch up a little bit, I think.
13 and 1800. Yeah. Well, that would be how you hit it further. I think it's a really low spin. Hit that pretty well, maybe just above center, and it's
knuckled, eh?
Very knuckly.
Kind of three different strikes there, eh?
Yeah, that one was the lowest of the 3.
Yeah. So let's see if that's true to what we talked about with a bit more. Yeah, a bit more ball speed. So 3 miles an hour jump there by being low versus high.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So initial impressions. Quite surprising.
I think the speed will probably equalize with a few more swings.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see the launch and spin separate that way. So this is a little bit more of the bomber, it looks like, the 7 model. Ignore the push, that was all me. The flight is quite nice again. I just got a little stuck.
It's pretty long for a push.
Absolutely. That is probably the best one I've hit. A little loopy flight, but I think if you're looking for the low spin flight, that's it, right? High draw flight. Wow. Well, it's certainly not a fade, but it's better. It's more neutral.
Little player's fade, little inside open face push.
Kind of, yeah. It's really close.
Great feel for you that right now though, that fade feel, because the start line has came back in, the ball is curving less.
It's a great looking ball. That one's, to be honest with you, really well hit too.
The weight, Matty boy, is definitely working. Interesting to see as time went on, your ball speed actually crept up a little bit. The early ones we saw some leakage.
Yeah.
you kind of worked on it a little bit, and then over time it's actually exceeded the 5.
I think the 7 potentially has more output, especially through launch and spin. Probably not speed, but I think it is a little bit more demanding than the 5. I still think it's a nice, pretty forgiving player's driver.
Yeah.
But I can really see why the 5. I don't know if I was a Srixon staff player, this was my initial session, I wouldn't be against you working with the 7 further, but I would go home thinking I'll probably play that 5.
Yeah,
because it was very low maintenance.
There's a project we were going to embark on here. Srixon have been super kind, and we chatted to them when they were telling us our driver's as good as anything out there.
Yeah,
and we're going, okay, you know, let's go down that route, and let's see if we can make a Srixon driver as good as yours, or whatever we get you into, if not better.
Yeah.
And they said, great, we'll support you with that. We'll send you a bunch of heads. You guys do what you need to do to full tour truck treatment, hot melt it, you know, change the weights. Have a look at the 4 different heads, Matty. Is there one that your eye gravitates towards a little bit more?
True.
They all have slightly subtle different lie angles and face angles relative to tolerance. It might be less than a degree, half a degree, whatever, but there's going to be one in there that you're going to tell me I like that the most. I'll probably build them different ways. We'll have a bit of a blind test. We'll start to talk about the test, and we'll pair them up with some different shafts. That looks like a nice pairing.
This would be a good baseline shaft to keep going with, and then you can work off that. But I liked how these two felt together. I think the swing weight balance was around D4 or something.
It was about, just under D4, D3.5.
I think it suited this quite well.
Yeah, it seemed to work nicely.
If anyone's wondering if the 2021 Srixon drivers are worth testing, it's an easy yes.
Yep.
We're going to get into it a lot further, obviously, with a lot more testing and this kind of fitting process that we've done with other drivers, but we'll really get into it with this one, with the tour heads. If it keeps up with the other stuff there, I would say this might be a big winner.
Throw it in the mix. Cost-wise, Canadian market, we're looking at the ZX5 649.
Yep, 699.
699 on the ZX7.
So it's going to be around where TaylorMade and Callaway will be, maybe slightly below.
I haven't seen TaylorMade or Callaway pricing. Obviously, we know Titleist now up to 749 in our market, so $100 less on the 5, $50 less on the 7.
Yep.
Something to think about for the sort of cost-conscious
put it towards the shaft upgrade.
We always say that.
Put it towards your fitting fee and stuff like that. So it's not nothing. $100 extra dollars.
Yeah.
When we'll do that comparison, the final version, whatever it is, we'll do a little shootout with this one. Let's see how close they get.
Looking at those numbers and where we had your Titleist the other day.
Yeah, it's pretty damn similar.
Not much in it, really.
No, I think it'll be a tight contest.
Good job and kudos to Srixon for the development and getting these to the point where we're really not talking about, well, it's good for a Srixon.
Yeah, we can't.
Let's put that one to bed now.
It's just
a good driver.
Yep.
You know, we take badges and labels off things in here because, to be honest, they don't matter.
Right.
They matter a little bit more to certain people when they come in, but we try to, by the end of it, be on the same page with one another. That, listen, look at the numbers, look at the performance, look how you hit it, look how the session evolved. That was because of the functions and features and all the things built into the technology of the driver.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, I know you've seen probably reviews on this out there so far. Canadian market embargoes are a little bit different from sort of the UK, and Big Al's tested it and things like that. So, you know, I'm not sure what the thoughts are, the general consensus in the market is. Ours is extremely positive, extremely strong in performance. Hopefully it kind of matched what other testers were finding.
Yeah.
You know, we're sort of unequivocal in that we really like this.
Initial impression is very positive.